Hi, I'm Peter Haddock, and today I'm here at the Leica Geosystems School with Dan Leaney with Xwatch. Dan, we're talking about exploring the whole elements about how Xwatch is changing the industry when it comes to safety. So on the machine here, we've got your system. We've also got something launching at Bauma, which is Mark II. We'll give something separate of you about that, folks, but look out for that. So tell me, Dan, a little bit about what on earth we've got here behind us, and then we're going to go and talk about the industry and how that's changing. So come on, let's have a little walk and talk.
So Pete, what we've got on this system here, on this machine, is the XW5 height slew and RCI or RCC, rated capacity indicator or rated capacity control. That links with the 3D avoidance that Leica have produced. Now, it's been out in the market for a fair few months now, almost a year.
Yep.
And it's been taken up very widely across the world, particularly in the UK,
Yep.
by industry leaders. But it's fantastic to have this technology because we can walk alongside of things like a rail line.
Right here, folks.
Or whether it's a highway or even a footpath or pedestrian crossing. It's really about the operator. The greatest safety systems in the world can be produced, but if the operator can't use the product,
Yep.
they will never use it.
So they'll turn it off, or they'll turn off the beeping or the whatever else in the cab. And this is where this 3D collision avoidance is just really, really important, because it's an active thing, not a passive thing. So we're walking up right next to a pole right now, and literally, you know, we could actually be slewing and into this pole, but we've also got the height restriction elements as well. So, you know, we could have live cable lines on this
Absolutely.
from the railways, or we could have another obstruction like a bridge we're working under, couldn't we?
Yeah, absolutely. So it takes the focus for the operator away from what's around them. They can concentrate on what the bucket is actually doing.
Yeah.
So it's part of the engineering, etc., of the site to add these into the avoidance zone onto the MC1.
Yep.
So we're coming up here, we've got underground services. Unless you're superhuman, the operator won't see what's under the ground unless the engineer puts it on the design. And they have most of this technology that they can put it into the machine to enable the MC1 to visualize where the cable, whatever it is, fiber optics can be, so the operator doesn't hit it. So this is where the 3D avoidance and the Leica 3D avoidance and the Xwatch can come into play. So the operator can concentrate on what they are actually doing with the knowledge that we are a fail-safe. We are the last line of resistance to stop these breakages, these utility strikes, carriage encroachment. It's really about protecting the operator and allowing them to carry on with the productive work they're doing on the machine.
And I think that what's really striking for me though, Dan, is it doesn't take a lot of extra work to put in a 3D collision avoidance zone, because you've already got that 3D machine control model in the Leica tablet. It's just simply saying, here is the data that we've got, the underground data that you might be using Leica Geosystems ground penetrating radar and surveying equipment to get in the first place, and that model is there. And so fundamentally, we've got these avoidance areas. So that avoids utility strikes. It avoids things like, you know, going into, like you say, the live line when you're talking about the rail. But the most important thing is what we've got right in front of us here, Dan. This is a bucket. This is our fake person. This is Terry, our little dummy. But the one thing we don't want to happen is for this bucket to hit that person. That's the ultimate thing that we are trying to avoid here, is any form of accident, incident that could be life-changing or could take someone's life as well. And that's where technology is so important, isn't it?
100% agree. So it's not just protecting the infrastructure around the machine, we're also protecting the ground workers, the guys on the soil, around the site. Everybody deserves to go home, and these things do kill.
Yeah, and the thing is, for me, is when you've got so much working around, the operator's got to concentrate on doing the job, doing the digging, and then you've got a lot of things that are around the site and the work site. If you can avoid them and bring a safe zone in from top to bottom, from underground to above ground to the sides, all this 3D model around us, that allows them to do the job that they should be doing, which is like looking out of the window, digging that trench or putting that thing in place, isn't it?
100%, yeah. The Xwatch gives a absolute motion control of any technology that we're bringing in. And we'll have more on that coming up in Bauma with Xwatch Mark II and what we're doing there. So we can open the market up to everyone has a much safer situation on site.
So remember folks, once you're getting in the cab and you've got your 3D model, you can dig down with your 3D and make sure you avoid all the rest of these hazards around the site. Great to see you again, Dan.
Peter, thank you.